Spurs fans, it's Paul, the Hotspur hippie here, the only psychedelic soccer show on the internet. I'm exhausted, I'm buggered, but I'm thoroughly entertained and satisfied by a really good performance by Tottenham Hotspur, beating Manchester United 4-3 in the quarterfinals of the League Cup. So we're into the semis. We're playing Liverpool home first, then away over 2 legs. Bloody hell, what a game, man, eh? I think overall we deserved to win, there's no doubt about that. We were the better team. Man United had their spells, but they just didn't look like they had it up front, really. The shots they had weren't really that good. Every time, what was it, Ahmad kicked the ball, it was like the ball was full of helium. But anyway, we got on the score sheet pretty early in that game, which was nice. And I was beginning to think it'd be a nice, relaxing morning. Didn't quite turn out that way. Who was the first goal? The first goal was Solanke, that's right. Shot by Pedro Porro. Solanke timed his run perfectly, stayed onside, poached the ball, just caressed it in off the post, I think it was. Solanke, look, all our players did really well, but Solanke had an absolute blinder tonight, absolute blinder. As I think did Basuma, Kulu, Archie Gray, Jed Spink. I mean, they all were brilliant. Son. Man United had a couple of corners before the end of the first half, but we were playing better football. I think it comes down to that. We were just playing better football than them on the night. And early in the second half, we went 2-0 up with a goal by Kulusevski. The combination between Son and Maddison on the left wing, I really like that. When Maddison gets into that area, you know there's something that could well happen from it. So when he gets there, it's good for Spurs. And the ball came back, Maddison kicked the ball across. A terrible attempt at defending, I think, by a Manchester United player that just kicked the ball straight into the path of Kulu. Kulu landed very well with him. He was in the right spot. Sometimes the ball just falls for you. It hasn't been falling for us a lot this season, but it did that time. Kulu banged it in the net, 2-0. And it didn't stop there, folks. It didn't stop there. The third goal was there. Solanke again, man. Solanke, what a goal this was. I think it was a long ball by Jed Spence. Solanke had a couple of guys to beat. He came inside, beat one, beat two, slightly past the keeper. I think their keeper wasn't that great. I don't know why Amorim pulled the master stroke of playing their reserve goalkeeper. We had Fraser Foster in goal, which we don't have a choice about. Now, let's get to Fraser Foster. Yeah, it was 2 cock-ups that cost us 2 goals. That was the only way Manchester United were going to score tonight. But I think Fraser Foster has been playing really well for us. It didn't cost us the game. His playing out from the back has been generally really good. I can only recall 2 other instances when he's been playing for us this season where he's fluffed it up, but on those occasions it didn't even result in a goal. On this occasion, yeah, there were a couple of howlers, but look, Fraser Foster also pulled off a great save in the first half and a great clearance with his feet, of all things. Bloody hell, man, that was a heart stopper after Man United scored their 2 goals. So I really hope that people aren't going to go to town on Fraser Foster, but hey, I'm naive. I can almost hear people moaning about us winning 4-3. Oh, naive football, ifs and buts, like if we were playing someone better we would have lost. Well, we fucking weren't, we were playing Manchester United. And if we were playing someone better, we would have beaten them as well, because we're Tottenham Hotspur, by far the greatest team the galaxy's ever seen. So at 3-2, I bet, I've got to single out Sky Sports, man. Their commentary. Why do you have Gary Neville co-commentating on a Manchester United game? It is absolutely the most nauseating experience someone can go through, whether you're a neutral fan or a Spurs fan. It's disgusting having him in there. And also after the game, the diagnosis was like Spurs lost. I couldn't understand what they were talking about. Oh, well, you know, it's like we won 4-3. We're 3-2 up. I must admit, I was getting a little bit nervous. Not that I am one that plays up this thing that people call a Spursy tag, or playing Spursy or being Spursy, because I've said this a number of times, I'll reiterate it again. I think any Spurs fan that used the word Spursy in that kind of way is an idiot. You're just playing into the opposition's hands. I'll tell you what was bloody Spursy though, and that was our 4th goal from Song Heung-min, straight from the corner, no middleman, no nothing like that, just straight in the back of the net. Their keeper, of course, claimed that Man Mountain Lucas Bergvall stopped him from getting near the ball. Oh yeah, you can see that, Lucas Bergvall blocking a goalkeeper. Come on, mate. That was as clean as a whistle, a goal. And at 4-2, I was feeling pretty good. Now, I mean, Man United did have a fair amount of possession in the second half, but like I say, they didn't look like scoring. Their shots and finishing, it just wasn't good. And I think also we defended really well. There was clearances and shot stops by Basuma and Archie Gray, putting their bodies on the line time and time again. They just didn't look like they were going to score. So at 4-2, I was feeling pretty comfortable. Even when Manchester United pulled another one back to make it 4-3 from a corner, there just wasn't the time on the clock to keep it going. So, you know, I suppose there might be some people out there saying at 2-0 up we should have parked the bus. And really, at 2-0 up parking the bus, which would have been for the best part of half the game, I think we could have thrown the game away if we had done that. By abandoning the football that got us 2 goals, I think there would have been a danger of us drawing, going to penalties or losing that game. So I think we played it in exactly the right way. We kept on going forward. And I'll give you some ifs and buts of my own. If it wasn't for Fraser Foster making those 2 little fluff ups, it would have been 4-1. So, and like I say, Fraser Foster did 2 fine saves. He's our reserve goalkeeper, don't forget, you know. Teams, unless you're some idiot like Arteta who tried to have 2 first-team goalkeepers, what a load of old smoke and mirror nonsense that was. He's not going to be as good as Vicario, so I hope Fraser just takes this one on the chin and gets on with it, because like I say, I think he's been playing very, very well for us. But what an exciting game, man, what an exciting game. I'd much rather watch a game like that, winning 4-3, than 1-0 and just play 5 men at the back and be bored, basically. I had that for over 2 years under Mourinho and Conte, watching that sort of shite, and I don't want to go back to it. 4-3, I don't care what people say. You know, you can say things like, oh, we nearly threw the game away, but we didn't, did we? We didn't. The score finished 4-3 in our favour, and it was deserved. And you know what was great? There was so much singing and shouting going on at White Hart Lane. I think Ange might be getting his wish. He's at pains to say he doesn't want to tell the fans what they should and shouldn't do or shouldn't say, but they certainly gave the team a lot of support tonight. And you can just see the players were having a ball. Threadbare. How they're digging out performance after performance like they're doing is quite astonishing, actually. When you see, you know, we've got 10 first team players out, and we even brought Serge Reg the Octopus Reguilon on for a little bit, the forgotten man of Tottenham, to play against his old lonely team of Manchester United. So we're really up against it. There are signs of light being at the end of the tunnel, but not quite yet. We've got a tough game coming up against Liverpool. If we smash them, that will put a bit of doubt in their mind when we play them in the League Cup semi-finals in January. What else? There was something I didn't like. Yeah, Maddison. Look, okay, there were a couple of yellow cards. I thought Sarr was incredibly unlucky with his yellow card. I think the referee went through this phase in the game where he was penalising us, and every time we were trying to run out of our own area with the ball, we'd get manhandled back and the referee let it go. Having said that, the game was much better without VAR. It just flowed. And okay, not every decision is going to be perfect or go your way. You just got to take that on the chin. It didn't affect the result of the game. But Maddison, man, I was really bloody annoyed with him getting that yellow. He's been keeping his gob shut a bit more recently, but he couldn't help himself. Yellow card for dissent, and dude, you know. So we've got Sarr and Maddison are both going to miss the first leg of the semi-final, which is a big blow to us. It is a big blow. Not Sarr's fault, but Maddison, man, you know, that cost us. He's got to rein that in. and show a lot more discipline. He's our vice captain, for God's sake, you know. But overall, he had a good game. You know, that's one minor point. I thought the lads did really well. I would have loved to have been at that game tonight or this morning. And I hope everyone that went had a really good time, or watching it had a good time. I had a real good fun time on my watch along. I'll get back downstairs and edit some highlights together. But hey, look, happy days at Tottenham Hotspur. I'm sure some people won't be happy. The kind of channels that are saying, oh, even if we win a trophy, nothing's changed. All that negative, boring old cock that they come out with, because they ain't just bloody happy. And I'm really happy. I've watched a fantastic game of football. We played well and we bloody won, and that's all that counts. Goal difference or shit like that don't count in the cup. We're through to the semi-finals. Spurs are, could it be? Spurs are on their way to Wembley. We will find out in January, folks. Until next time, peace and love, man. Peace and love, and come on, you Spurs.